Good afternoon, everyone. Christopher here, and welcome back to another What's Sold Wednesday. This is for April 19th through the 25th. So last week, we are actually up to date. Yes. 29 orders last week for a total of $419.59. Take that as you will. We had a couple of multi-quantity orders and at least one sale that really saved the week. But we'll do a quick scroll through here. A lot of postcards, some other assorted ephemera that we'll touch on a little bit. There's one of our little multi-quantity orders. Well, you get the gist. Let's just dive into the details. Okie dokie, as always, we're going to start with the non-postcard items, and as you know, I enjoy selling POGs, so whenever I do actually sell one, I like to share. This one is of Garfield and Friends on a snowmobile there. He looked like he having a grand old time. There we go. Trying to zoom in a little bit. Anyways, sold for the full asking of $7.99. This came out of the large POG purchase I made with All Things Cool and Common, Chris. So there's the back there, nothing on the back. This was the one of the better sales of the week. If you watched the Troy estate sale video from a couple weeks ago, then you saw this kind of live with me. But in short, I picked this letter. Well, I picked the envelope up rather at the estate sale. I didn't even read the envelope. I just saw that it was vintage postmarked and that there was a letter inside. Tossed it in the bag. Figured I'd deal with that later. So I read it just before filming like that segment and determined that it was it was from a coal company in Troy, which I couldn't find any information on to start with, 1932. And it was the president of the company sending their sympathies to a woman over the death, I presume, of her husband that he had just learned about. So I took a shot. I started it at auction at $39.99. Didn't sell on auction, but did sell shortly thereafter, full price. And I think it was going to like New Hampshire or something. I thought it might end up staying local, but no. And what's fun is I spent $40 at the estate sale altogether. So this letter paid for the entire sale, and then everything else will be gravy. So you can pause that if you want to read the letter itself. But I do recommend going and check out the video. Anywho, we got a couple cabinet cards here. Both of them went to the same buyer, accepted offers of $15 each. Each was originally priced at $20, so they got a little discount there. But these ones, I think, were they up a little while? February. This one, it's a nice image, but it's a little on the light side, so I wasn't too displeased to get the 15 out of it. But, I mean, they look pretty much like sisters to me. There's no writing on the back there. But nice outfits there. You can see there's discoloration along the edges primarily. But it is located to Erie, Kansas at Lake Studio. So not too shabby there. I don't remember where I got that one. That came out of the back stock. And same with this one. This one came out of back stock as well. And you can see also this one had condition issues with some image loss on either side, almost as if there was like something sticky on it at one point. But other than that, the image was nice. Also came from Erie, Kansas, same studio. I wasn't really sure if I was looking at a couple or siblings. I could very much see them being siblings, but I just put both of them up in the title there and let the buyer decide. Nothing on the back of this one either, but it has a nicer coloration to the back. And again, $15 on this one to the same buyer. All right, did sell a swap card. This one's the Boys Club of America in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. $9.99 is about as good as I typically get on swap cards. I may have had a few, or may have a few that go a little bit higher if the advertising is particularly interesting. But it is usually the advertising pieces that go a a little bit better than the rest, as opposed to a generic image. Two of Hearts, I doubt that really was relevant, but I always put it in the title if I have the space. I got this from 342 over on Whatnot. I don't think they do ephemera anymore. They were always more of a jewelry person. But anyways, I listed this in June of 2025, so a little under a year, but in any case, happy that I went the full price offer. Moving on to postcards. Here we have the one QSL that sold for the week. Got this one from my good friend Dave F. Brother. He tossed it into my order as a bonus, as he is kind and often does when he has some extra QSLs or National Postcard Week. So I really appreciate that, Dave, if you're watching. But in any case, I listed this one at $12.99. It's from Kharkov, Ukraine. I'm probably not pronouncing that correctly, so I apologize. I always pull out the Ukrainian stuff, Russian stuff, anything. Well, put it this way: anything related to a current event, as far as QSLs, I will pull those out. So Middle East, I pull out a lot. Venezuela, I pull out, etc. Just because it's on people's brain. In any case, I listed this one for $12.99, and it sold on offer for $10. Mostly blank back. This is the call sign for whoever received the card, and I don't remember what it is off the top of my head, but a lot of times when you get collections, you'll have a bunch that go to the same individual. So this one was sent, it looks like November 7th, 1981. So not too old. And you got the operator there, Serge Sashoshko? I don't know. I shouldn't even bother trying, but I did. Anyways, there we go. Moving on. That's enough on that. Alrighty. We know I like my embroidered cards. This one, I accepted an offer for $20. The buyer did pay ground advantage shipping, so they were all in about $30 after taxes and stuff. But this is a nice one. I got it on eBay for $647, so I basically doubled my money on it, which is why I'm willing to pay up a little bit more for the embroidered cards, because I know that I should be able to get, the 15 to 20 range. And obviously I was hoping for a bit more. This one is artist signed LC Gumier. Again, probably pronouncing that incorrectly. I priced this one higher in part just because I thought it was an exceptional design execution. But in any case, we got some flamenco dancers there. Got the guitar in the background. He's apparently liking what he sees. And then nothing on the back there, a little bit of foxing, but not too bad. Made in Spain. Alrighty, so I already kind of hinted at this one earlier, but sold a pair of Borzoi dogs. They're going to the UK. Borzois are basically like the Russian version of a greyhound. They're like an extra fluffy greyhound, and they are super adorable, friendly dogs. I had a friend who used to rescue greyhounds and had a Borzoi as well, and she was super sweet. There's that one there. So after shipping, fees, all that jazz, I made $13.61 off the pair. They you see SKU 5,000, SKU 7,000. These have been up for a few years. So happy to move them on to someone I presume is a Borzoi collector. I do find that dog breed collectors are very, very dedicated to their breeds. Alrighty. This sale was fun. Sold three, I think it was just three, three airbrushed roses, all to one buyer. As you can see there. So this one's a heavily embossed, has condition issues, obviously, which is not too uncommon with some of these thicker, heavier embossed ones. But the rose itself is fairly nice still. Just a little color loss up top. This one I think is probably the best out of the bunch. It's a lighter embossing, lighter airbrushing, but it's nicely executed. And actually, I think that's the one I priced the highest as well. And then this one's pretty nice as well, but you can see it was in a photo album at some point. And it's where it was stuck in the corners, basically. You have that discoloration. But in any case, buyer bought all three, off to Nepal. Now, as I probably mentioned a billion times, because I like to humble brag when I've traveled, I've been to Nepal, and it is a wonderful country. Loved my visit there. But I think this is the first time I've actually sent postcards there, so that was fun. But after shipping and fees, I made $29.26. So very happy. Definitely one of my better postcard sales of the week. And last but certainly not least, just kind of a different kind of card here. Um, entitled Mardi Gras Indian. I believe this was a Continental size card. I accepted an offer of $16.99, or maybe I sent an offer out. I don't remember, but that's what we went with. Um, and I think I'm not sure if it's the image that sold it or the advertising on the back, but it's for Orleans Coffee Exchange. It's sort of like a, they sent it out to tell you what they had available. And let's see, do I have a date on this one? I don't see a date on this one. Doesn't really matter. It's not that old, I'm sure. Went to, maybe there's a date back here. 1998, I think it is. But in any case, like I said, this one went on offer for $16.99. So an okay week. Just keep on keeping on. Hopefully, sales bounce back at some point, but it is what it is. My gases just went up another 12-15 cents overnight. So glad I got gas yesterday. Any case, that's it. Let me know what your favorite sale was of the week. I hope your sales are doing better than mine. Never stop exploring, and we'll catch you on the next video.